What is up, guys? This is Passport Graffiti back again with another video. And on today's topic, it's going to be why you should lower your standards here in Medellin, Colombia, or this can apply to Colombia as a whole. And before I get into it, if you guys can, please do me a favor. Go ahead and tap the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I greatly appreciate it as it does help this channel out with the YouTube algorithm. Now, with that being said, and with that out the way, let's get into today's topic. So I have been living full time in Medellin, Colombia for 9 months now. I originally moved here in December of 2023. But before that, I was coming out here for about a month at a time for a few times throughout the year of 2023. I did do some dating. I would say just like everyone, I was definitely impressed with the amount of good looking women there are out here. But I will say this, once you move here, that sort of honeymoon phase does fade at some point. And what you thought were at one point just a lot of good looking women, it tends to kind of average out. Now, I will say this, that on average, the girls that you will see out and about, whether that's at a mall, whether it's, you're just walking around, you are going to little restaurants and stores, most of these women are not going to be nines and tens. I would say in general, the average you can find, we're rating 1 to 10. I would say the average is between a 5 and maybe a 7. This is what's going to be the average. Now, beauty is subjective, and what one guy considers a 10 may not be a 10 to another guy. But I do like to rate things on what you would say is a, if we're going from 1 to 10, I like to say a classic 10. So what I mean by a classic 10 is that if you had 10 guys in a room and you put one girl in there, they all would say, yes, this girl is beautiful. I don't want to give any examples because, like I said, this could mean some guys may say, oh, yeah, that's not a 10. Some may say it is a 10. So I'm talking about just classically beautiful, where a majority of men would agree, like, yes, that's a very, very attractive woman. Throw whatever supermodel in there that you want to think of that most men find attractive. Now, why I say you need to lower your expectations. So one, I am still single after living here 9 months. I get a lot of women here definitely say, oh, well, you're good looking. It's very easy for a foreigner to get a girlfriend here. And I'm going to say, yes, this is true if you are willing to accept and basically deal with just anything. Now, if you are a man who has any kind of principle, you set boundaries, there's just things that you will not accept, like someone disrespecting your time or something like this, you definitely will be a little bit, or you will be single a lot longer here, because it's just certain things that are part of the culture that it's hard for women to change here, or they just won't change. So that does make things a lot more difficult here. But in general, as far as looks goes, I know when I first came out here, I had this in my mind that, I would consider myself a little bit above average as far as looks. I like to keep on top of my appearance. I have good fashion. I stay in the gym. I would say I'm stylish. So, and then on top of it, me being a foreigner and what I'm able to provide, I just had this thought in my mind that, all right, I should have a classically beautiful 10. No problem. This shouldn't be an issue to find. Now, I will say after living here, this is a lot more difficult than I expected. And the reason being is, one, there aren't just a plethora of classically beautiful 10s walking around. Let's just say if you go to the mall, midday, mid-afternoon, whatever, in the night, you're not going to see a bunch of classically beautiful tens just walking around. Now, the range may be between 5 to 7, which I would say you can find a lot of pretty to cute girls here. But the other problem that you do start to face is once you frequent here or you've lived here for a while, is that that beauty starts to fade, or you can go somewhat beauty blind. I would compare this to nose blind. Like if you're wearing a fragrance for a while, you no longer smell it, even though other people may. And just because you don't smell it, you think it might have worn off. Or the same example could be applied to your home. While you're there, it may not smell like anything to you because you're used to the smell, but when a new person comes in, to them it may smell different. So, and this is very true for Medellin, that you get used to seeing very, I would say, cute to pretty girls that um, it starts to kind of wear off, where you just don't think they're as cute as they are, versus if you come here for the first time. Also, the classically beautiful tens, like I said, they're not in a major abundance because these type of women are not usually working your normal jobs, like at a restaurant or at a supermarket, or normal jobs, because these women either already have men that are taking care of them, where they are just housewives, or they are the women that are trying to monetize their looks, and they're either into sex work or webcamming, or they're just dealing with a bunch of men that are helping finance them. So um, why I like to touch on why you should lower your standards is because um, in the 9 months that I've been dating here, I have noticed that um, the times that I do go on dates with just the average to like a little bit above average girl, within that 5 to 7 range, maybe even, let's just say, maybe an 8 at times, that these girls tend to be more fun. They're willing to do more for you. They just offer a lot more, versus when you do get a girl who's above an 8, or within that 9 to 10 range, they can just be more of a headache. One, because they're dealing with a lot of different guys, so you're constantly competing for them. So this is one. Two, you have to deal with them being very, very, very into their looks. I don't know about you guys, but it is definitely very annoying to me. I mean, this is just a cultural thing. Whether the girl's a 5 or a 10, you tend to get girls who are constantly trying to do selfie videos, singing into the phone, or taking a picture of themselves. Looks are very important here within, I would say, Colombian culture, definitely for women, because a lot of these women know this is what attracts men, and this is potentially going to be, what can provide them an opportunity to find someone that's going to potentially take care of them. So, um, going into another reason on why you should lower your expectations here is just because um, a lot of the girls who are the 9s and 10s as well, a lot of them are taking, or you just have you have a lot of competition. If a woman here is fit, friendly, submissive, cooperative, and very beautiful on top of it, most of these women already have boyfriends. And if they don't, you definitely should look more into why, because these women don't usually stay single very long. Now, it is very common here in Colombia that when women date here, within two, I would say max 3 months, maybe 2 months, they're usually trying to establish that you're in a relationship, they're your girlfriend, you're her boyfriend. They're not doing the dating for 6 months. They don't really do the hookup stuff so much. Some do, but not all. So a lot of these women just are not single very often. And usually the place that you will find these women in abundance is definitely going to be the gyms. But from my experience in the gyms, most of the girls that I've approached, cold approach and try to talk to, generally they all have boyfriends already. Now, um, the last thing that I want to touch on before I end this video, because I didn't want to make it too long, is that your competition is not only other foreigners, but it's also Colombian men here who are already established, who know the culture, who speak the language fluent. These are things that you have to go up against, and depending on your ethnicity, whether you're white, black, Asian, or whatever, that's also going to determine what women here are attracted to you. Now, in Latin America, they tend to be a little bit more attracted to white men. Definitely, I would say that's the case here in Medellin, Colombia, because there are, if you're a black guy, uh, there is a lot of Afro Colombians, and I've touched on this, I think, if not in my last video or previous video, that for black men, we tend to blend in. We tend to look familiar because there's already a lot of black men here with Afro Colombians. So the only thing that being a foreigner gets you is maybe one point more in attraction, but you're not going to get, really, really beautiful women that are just, falling at your feet. And I'm going to say an unless here or a but. The unless is you're willing to pay for them. And this is any kind of working girl, whether some type of financial agreement or something like that. If that's the case, then yes, you can find, classically, beautiful women, tens more often, but they're usually going to be in some type of, sex work, or they're going to be the type of women that are dealing with a lot of men and basically just trying to get what they can get from each man individually. So that's it. Basically, the message of this video is that when you do come here, definitely look more or be willing to deal more with average women or the pretty to cute girls, because you definitely will get more out of those interactions. And as I said, they're going to be more willing to do things for you and give you a lot more than the 9 and 10 will. A lot of times these girls, as I said, just to reiterate, they're not only dealing with a lot of men, but they may have boyfriends already. And then also, too, is that you do have to also deal with them being a lot more jealous than normal. I mean, this is Colombian women in general, but it seems like the more beautiful the woman, the more insecure and the more jealous that they are. So that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys found it useful. Once again, please subscribe and like, and I will continue to put out more content for you guys. I know it's been a while since my last videos, but like I said, I'm trying to stay motivated to put out more content for you guys. And definitely the comments do help when I see the feedback that this information and content is reaching people and it's helping in some way. If you guys have any questions or things you want me to talk about, please drop some comments. I do read them all. This channel is still fairly small at the moment, so it's not like I'm getting thousands of comments and I'm missing them. I do try to respond if I don't make any kind of video based on your topic. I'm going to be trying to get some interviews with some Colombian girls that speak English, and to kind of talk more about what their dating experience is, what they think about dating foreigners and all that stuff. So if that is something you guys may be interested in, definitely drop that. I'm really curious. I haven't seen this done before, and it's something that I want to do as well, is actually get some interviews with some sex workers and find out, how they got into it and their experiences and stuff like that. I think that's just something that would be very interesting. That would make a good video. Problem is that most of these girls don't want to put their face on video because they don't want their family to, recognize them online or whatever. So I got to figure out a way around that. But that's it for this video. Appreciate you guys watching. And until the next one, be safe.